my beautiful ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? I am over the moon. I am over the moon. I have amazing guests that is going to blow your socks off today. But not just that. I am over the moon. After 6 days of not power, we have power. Yes. But we are one of the lucky ones. There was a fire at a substation, and 5,000 people were affected with this substation. But we were the lucky ones. We had a generator. My husband made sure during the day that we had power, and I could continue online with my coffee dates and inspiring my beautiful Diamond Beauties group on Facebook. So I want to ask you, if I give you the word freedom, sorry, if I give you the word freedom, what comes to mind? What is the first thought that comes to mind? Well, this week we're going to talk about freedom. And my two guests is going to tell us their stories, their amazing stories. But to get us here right now, let us take 3 beautiful breaths and slow exhale and slow inhale. I call it Sanet's 4x4. 4 counts in, 4 counts hold, 4 counts exhale, and then 4 counts before you take another breath. Are you ready? Here we go. Another one. Last one. Wow. Thank you so much. So, like I said last week, it's easy to get you in the moment. At this moment is to do the breathing and to do a movement. So I want to thank my beautiful Oren and the E360 team for sponsoring me on this amazing platform. So if you allow me, let me play the video. Hi everyone, sorry Lee. I've got beautiful Lee here and beautiful Len, and they can explain their surnames is the same, but they are not related. I thought the first time I met both of them on Speak Live, I thought they were married. But then they look almost alike. So I thought, no, they cannot be married. Maybe they are brother and sister. And then Leah told me, no, they know each other. They are friends, but they are not related. So first, before I ask you to introduce yourself, my beautiful Leah and Len, I've got 3 ladies from the Diamond Beauties that are watching. So ladies, just remember, because we are in a private group, if you do leave a message, we cannot see who it is. If you can put your name and then your message, and then we will really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So Leah, you are still muted. Can you please introduce yourself to us? Thank you.
Hi, Sanet. Thank you so much for having us. Yes, we are sort of like a pair of speaker with the same last name and have no relation to each other. But I'm gladly to adopt Lent as my little brother. Because so my name is Lee Tran, and neither of that is my name either. So it's a long story. Tran is not my maiden name. So Tran is my husband's last name. Um, I came to America a long, long time ago in 1980, and have done a lot of great things in my life, but just never felt fulfilled. And I know something was missing. And I know that my parents have crossed the ocean to give me the freedom that I inherited. Why wouldn't I be happy? And I was on the search for the mission of my unhappiness. So, long story short, after a few careers and constant looking for better things, I accidentally become a an author during the pandemic and become a speaker and also become a coach. So I believe that everyone has a story that deserves to be heard. And my story has been sitting on my chest for so long. It finally took me about 4 decades to get it out. And now I want to help other people to not let the story sit on their chest. Let the story be free so you can be free to do whatever you want in life. And that is freedom to me.
Wow. You know, my beautiful Leo, I've got goosebumps. But
Oh,
when you said freedom, I want to go like this.
yes. Yes, that's what
Wow.
freedom feel like when I truly understand that I wasn't free all these years. I was doing a lot of things that based on other people's expectation. Now, now I'm truly free because it feels good to just let your story go and help to me anyway and be proud and talk about it. And that's what I'm doing now as a speaker and as an author. I want to share with the world what I have learned, all these challenges, all these lessons. I don't want to keep it for myself. I want to share and I want to hear your story.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Before I go to you, Lynn, I've got a lady here that knows both of you.
There,
Both.
hello.
So good to see both of your guests. They both have powerful stories. Oh, wow. And then we've got another comment here that the person said, "Hi, beautiful people. Just remember to put your name in so that we can also greet. Thank you so much." So, my beautiful Lynn, introduce yourself to us.
Certainly. Well, thank you very much for having us, Sanet, and good afternoon to all the viewers. And on live television, I just got officially adopted. Thank you very much, big sister. So, for the word freedom, I believe that especially us Vietnamese, we do not take that word lightly. And part of the reason was because, and also similarly to Lee, my father and I both left Vietnam in 1982 on a small fishing boat. And we got stranded for 21 days. But within those 21 days, either you're going to find freedom or you're going to find death. It is, one of the risks that you take in order for you to achieve the freedom that you think you're going to be getting. Um, Along the way, we made it to America, and for the past 40 years living in the United States, I have finally realized that I do want to share my stories. And as of now, I become a speaker and a trainer. I help people on how to destroy the distractions so that they can focus on the successful actions. And I'm sure there are many successful actions. It's just that how you're going to get there, having the right route to go towards it. And last October, I finally caught up to Lee and I got my book out, Split Up by the Sea. And I have been sharing that book with many, many people. And I just hope that that's the kind of story for us Vietnamese boat people so that we can share with the world how freedom really means to people like us.
I'm sorry. Just before I go to Lynn, I read in your bio that you were 21 days on the boat.
Right. Yeah, it's amazing, how we were able to survive that tough 21 days. After the first 5 days, we thought that we were about to succumb to the sea, but instead we muster up the courage in order for us to continue, so that we can get rescued. And then, those 21 days, those are the kind of days that you never forget, in your entire life. But those are also the days that's going to make you become a bigger and better person.
Wow, thank you so much, Len. So I've got a few ladies that giving us some love. So I've got Valda on the show. Thank you so much, Valda. I've got freedom is the best gift we find within.
Mhm.
And this message is from Giovanna. And then I have another person that says greetings from Toronto, Canada. Oh wow, amazing. So there you are. So Leah, I wanted to ask you. I've put some questions here so that it is easier for me to ask and for you to answer. So let me just get to your. You actually told us in the COVID time that you have written your book. So my question was, why written the book now and tell your story after 40 years of silence?
That's a great question, Sanet. I asked myself many times. But I guess that God's always make his time at his turn, not at mine, right? I wanted to write the story for many years. I just wasn't feel like I was ready because it's a vulnerable thing. When you write your memoir, you don't put a fiction, it's like fabricated. This is your real life. Whatever in your deepest thought, you're going to share with the rest of the world. Was I ready to expose myself? So, and that question, and I know, like I said, that story is sitting hard on my chest. It felt like a tons of bricks, but I know that that story want to be told. And I said it on my preface that many of us have story, and sometimes a lot of time that we don't think our story is worthy for other people to listen, or worthy to even share. Does it have a message? Does it have something that that help other people? And it took me 40 years to transform myself to a victim mindset, to somebody say that that was me. Like it or not, it come with the whole package. And that package of many challenges also taught me so many valuable things. How many people actually in your audience know about being robbed by pirate out in the sea? Well, I know a lot, but it doesn't mean that the people around me know any. So I'm keep thinking to myself that it's an ordinary story. I mean, if you talk with every refugee, maybe one out of two already got a lot more worse trauma than I did, right? So many times that we don't think our stories is important, it's ordinary. But to many people, they're extraordinary. And until you find out that's the reason, and until I found out that it's worth sharing. And I guess COVID is a gift of time that many of us don't realize. We being trapped at home, um, and depressed. And I was triggered. I was triggered with a lot of PTSD. Looking back at the crisis, I didn't know, it's almost as big as when we left Vietnam and plunging out to the sea with 500 people on my boat, not knowing where to go. And it just in the middle of, like, you were a drop of water in that vast ocean. You could have died and no, the worst thing would just keep go on. And same thing with COVID. And except that COVID, we have news, we can follow up. And I got panicked and I say, what do I make use of this time? And I get rid of my the mindset that the story is about me. The story is not about me. The story is about all the refugees, immigrants that come to America, to Europe, to many other countries that is bearing the same mindset that they are not worthy. And I want to tell people that they have a legacy. Their parents have a legacy. They need to preserve that. They need to pass it on, and they need to be proud of it. And that's the reason I wrote the story. And once I write the story, I'm gonna have to talk about it, because what good it is you have a right story and just let it bury somewhere. So I feel that is my obligation, and I love to talk. So I didn't know that I love to talk when I was young, but I do love to talk. But I've learned to talk more effectively. It's called communication. And now I feel like I'm ready. For all those years, I didn't feel like I was ready to be exposed, to be vulnerable, to speak about it. Now I am ready. So I'm glad. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. So, my beautiful Leah, I was also invited to your podcast with
Sarah,
Sarah.
right?
And when the two of you were on, we were like the show was already done, and we were talking if there's no tomorrow. But that day, I saw your strength, I saw your bravery. And I always remember the two of you on that session, and you made such an impression on me that I am truly happy to say that you are part of my life. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. You're so beautiful, Janet. You spread your love and your sunshine across the broad. And I love your mwah and every time. Like mwah.
Wow, thank you so much, Lee. Before I go to you, Len, can I just tell you a secret, Leah? My husband, when I started off, I said to everybody they are beautiful. Because remember, for me, I had to reinforce my beautifulness because I lost a whole person in weight. So I had to tell myself, Sunit, you're beautiful. And then I saw, but especially ladies don't know they're beautiful. So I made it my mission. And it's now almost August, it will be 2 years. I am telling everybody they are beautiful. And my husband said,
Insert that one thing because you have said it. You realize you're beautiful from within. I have the same sentiment. Realize that we are extraordinary from within, right? And I think we're ordinary. You think you're not beautiful, but you are beautiful and we are extraordinary. So let's cheer to that.
yes. So my husband said to me, Sunit, stop telling, especially men, they are beautiful. And stop with this mwah, mwah. And for the first time, me and my husband is married for 33 years. For the first time, I decided, and I'm doing this because I'm not going to listen to him. And I'm so happy I didn't listen to him because I still call everybody beautiful because you are. I can only see your beauty because it's inside of me. And yes, I love to give sunshine kisses. So yes, that is me.
Bravo.
Thank you, Leah. So Len, let me go to your question. Um, in your bio, you said I saw that you are the founder of Kinetics Mind LLC. And now the next question I'm going to ask, but maybe I can bring it in here. You were an engineer for many years. Why? Why did you change so dramatically in your career path? So if you can, I
Sure.
give it over to you.
Certainly, and life is funny. It always surprises you on every level that it can, and the reason why I said that was because when I came to America in 1982, a couple months later, it's 1983, and I'm starting third grade, and there was an incident in third grade where my teacher asked me to come up to the board, try to answer a question, and I gave the wrong answer, and it was the answer that no children want to experience. And when you have the entire class laughed at you, including the teacher, that leaves a detrimental image in your mind, right? So that's when I decided to say, you know what, I'm just gonna grow up and study engineering. It's one of the best things that you can do because when you study engineering, when you're done, you just stay in the corner, focus on your math, your formulas, and then you don't have to do public speaking or you don't have to write. But obviously, as you can tell, that didn't last long, and I made that conscious decision in 2019, and it all started out because I was a manager at my workplace, and I was managing 50 plus people, and I always wanted to see my employees succeed. I want them to get to the level where they can influence someone else as well. Right. So then I started to write maybe a future a workbook or so, some motivational quotes, stuff like that, so that I can motivate them, I can inspire them, so that they can get that job done. And then I realized the more I wrote, I was implementing stories about myself coming to America. I was implementing how I thrive as a refugee, as an immigrant, to become an engineer. So I was like, okay, you know what? If I can do this, how about just change it into writing a memoir? And that's when I took a totally different from thinking of becoming an engineer and now a writer, and I dare to take that risk. And indeed, it was one of the best things that I've done, because when I finished writing my book, I and honestly, I'm going to admit to everyone, I feel more proud of finishing that book versus getting my engineering degree. And that's because no one taught me how to write. I wrote on my own. I researched on my own to accomplish something like that. So right when I was able to accomplish that, I was like, you know what? If I can discipline myself, focus myself to tame the monkey mind in me, to overcome those self-doubts who said that I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I can teach other people that too. So that's when I decided to say, hey, let me come up with kinetic mind. The kinetic mind is about your moving mind. And if I can tame that mind, I can focus on doing successful things. So that's when I decided to go from engineering to say, let me inspire people using my story from the sea. So that's how kinetic mind came about.
Wow, amazing. So the monkey one, I'm going to tell you now something, but I've got a few messages, Leah, from our ladies in the group. So greetings from Toronto, Canada. That was Vin. She was giving us that message, and then I don't know if all of you, maybe Len, you will remember Mandy. She was on when you came live to the Diamond Beauties on Zoom. She was also there. So Mandy said, Mandy, yes, Sanet. And then another comment, welcome back from Quebec, Ontario, Canada. Okay, we've got actually a lot of messages now. Quickly, it's never about us. It's about sharing our legacy with generations to come. Wow, Mandy, I loved it. I loved that. And that's what I am. And then Valda said, you have helped so many understand of things we never experienced. And that's true, both of you. And then there's another message from Giovanna. Thought your story, others heal. Through your stories, others heal. And then we love Sanet. I'm sure that's because of your comment, Leah. Okay, I've got another one from the UK. Hi, everyone. I'm here from the UK. I know Ronnie is in the UK, so let us see if it's Ronnie. Greetings from the UK, two of them. Ronnie, I cannot comment on the feed. A notice informs me. So that is Ronnie is coming from the UK, and then welcome to the UK. Ladies, you are giving us so much love. Then Mandy said love. How do you pronounce that, Len? Please help me.
Kinesiology.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, kinesiology.
Do you know the meaning of that?
I think the moving of the body.
Thank you. If I would have pronounced it, it would not sound French, and I'm not talking French. Thanks for letting me know. I will adjust that, Mandy. Okay, now let me see. Mandy says, happy to help. Mandy says also, stories are powerful, leads for others to write theirs. Let me just see. Mandy, thank you. Yes, body movement. Thank you. So, before I go to Lee, I wanted to say about monkey business. Can I quickly just get my monkey? So when I do my monarch butterfly program, I have my monkey on my back. This is actually Granny, and I teach my grandchildren mindfulness and self-love. Then I will come onto the screen and I will talk to the ladies if there's no tomorrow, and then somebody will ask me, Sanet, what is that monkey on your back? Then I will say, what monkey? Oh, this, it's almost like suffocating me. What monkey? And then I said, that monkey. Then I will tell them. How many of you realize that you have a monkey on your back? You are carrying for so many years other people's problems, other people's stuff is here. Why not take the monkey off, throw it to the ground, and start fresh? And then normally we do the forgiveness process after that. So thank you so much, Lynn. I just remember my monkey. I thought, let me quickly show you. Oh, um, you are so cute, Sunit, with the monkey on your back. Thank you so much. So, Leah, let me go to your next question. Let me just quickly. There was now so many messages. We love you, ladies. We love you.
But just want to add on to your monkey. For me, I think we're such a diaspora that we left our country in a hurry, and we carry monkey on our mind, but we carry a lot of emotional baggage with us. For me, I think, every single stop, I have another emotional baggage that I put it on my suitcase. And writing a story and sharing story, it's just really good to just let go of those emotional baggage and be free, declutter.
Wow, beautiful. How does your book help close the culture gap and expand on diversity and inclusiveness?
Thank you, Sanet. That is a really great question because we are living in this beautiful country that I wouldn't want to say a melting pot, but it's a big giant salad bar. Every kind, every uh, ethnic, every um, people in the continents, and they're here. They're here not because we are homogeneous. We are heterogeneous. We come in and we bring each of us bring a different story and a different culture and a different tradition to a place that we want to share because a lot of our traditions are beautiful. Now, but Sanat, if I don't know you, I'm just a number. I'm just a face on Facebook. I'm just a name that have no connection. But since you know my story, you read my book, suddenly I become your friend because you know what's the deepest secret in me. What did I have? What did I afraid? What did I love? My family background. So the reason I think that the diversity because people fear of things that they don't know. Usually things that you don't know, you're afraid to try, right? But you have a story, you heard, oh, this is a recipe from my grandmother, and it had ginger in that, it had, this and that, all the beautiful ingredients. Don't you want to try? Sure, from your grandmother, I'll take a dip. So now, all of a sudden, I'm not so scary. You know me, you know the story behind me, and that's how we bond. That's how we connect. And I think that that's the lack of communication, not just community, but sharing your background, your tradition, your story in this country. Uh, People fear of the unknown. And I want to use that vehicle. I want to use that story boat vessel to connect and to build bridges and to build community, to build unity and building love. So that's my mission. That's my mission.
Wow, I loved it. I loved it. And Mandy also said, sounds like my evolution page that I offer to people to preserve a single story of memory. Wow, that's amazing, amazing.
Thank you.
And Mandy also say coherence through connectiveness. Wow. So, Lee, you have mentioned that can people come to you and say, please help me write my story, or do you publish? What do you do for to serve
Well,
others?
I can help people put a new perspective on their story because usually like I said we usually don't we underestimate our own power. We don't really see that what we carry is a lot of gifts and talents and assets. and things that we see in the past. It might be bitterness, it might be resentments, maybe it's like I came from a disadvantaged place. I came from a place that came to this country when I was 16. I already speak like three dialect in Chinese, Vietnamese, French, and now I'm learning English. Like, it's just like I'm so disadvantaged, I'm so behind. I didn't go grade school, I didn't go, middle school. I don't understand the culture. And there's a lot of mindset that I have so much to catch up. I have to study so much more. And now I'm just like, you know what? Everybody's in their own journey. I am who I am because I can speak, three different dialects. I can speak Vietnamese. I can't. So instead of I can't speak English, I'm supplementing. So I can understand, maybe not speaking now after 40 some years of not speaking, but now I'm embracing it. It's like, whoa, I understand four or five other language. Now I am having English in my pocket, and that's the only main language now. Nevertheless, when you listen to that, you can immerse in that culture. You can submit, you can get yourself into that mode. How many people can say that? So I see myself as an asset, and I want everybody to be able to see their stories as the strength instead of as the weakness. And that's how I can help them to structure their story, to structure their perspective. And my book, I could have just blame and shame, but no, I'm actually going and analyze my parents, my grandparents, every situation, and be grateful for it. I'm like, it's about blessing and gratitude. And I think that we have so many that we forget to count, and we just, let's not look at the negative. Let's look at the shiny positive. And that's what stories should be.
I love that. So we got quite a few messages. Let me quickly say, Mandy say, this is so beautiful, Leah, Lynn, and Sanet. And then great energy, Leah.
Thank you.
Focus on what you can do to Shaili. And then my eldest daughter is fluent in 8 languages. Wow. Wow. Which are 3 in Arabic. Oh, gratitude for the whole journey. Wow. Amazing. So, my beautiful, thank you, Lee. My beautiful Lynn, while she was telling us she focused, helped the people change their mind. I'm getting a back feed, so I'm just going to mute Leah. I was thinking of your forever song, "The Eye of the Tiger." Oh, oh, oh! When we did your forever song, it was so amazing because I knew this song. I actually do my walking. When I do my walking, that's one of my playlists, "Eye of the Tiger." When you did the forever song process with me, with your amazing forever song, how did you feel? And then I will gonna ask you something else. But just quickly, how did you feel?
Energetic. One word that describes my 100% emotions. It's the song that I've used since high school. That every time when I enter a competition, whether it's sports, nowadays Toastmaster International, anything, even speaking on stage, that is my song to go.
Wow, amazing, amazing. And you know, Leah, Len and me have danced if there's no tomorrow. And that's what I do with my forever song. I dance to it every day. And sometimes I dance in between my clients. And then just before going to bed, I will go into I was singing to Leah and Len because my Alexa didn't want to work, so I was singing to them before we started the session, walking on sunshine. So
I want to
yes,
say that Len is really smart because I am my zodiac, I'm a tiger. So
uh, so Len, your book Split Up by the Sea. When did you publish it? And I know also you did. I think you did a talk on this as well. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Certainly. So I published it back in October of last year. So it's been 7 months now. Like I mentioned earlier, it's something that I feel near and dear to my heart because I am sharing the story of my family and I. But it's not just only about my family; it's about the family of all the Vietnamese boat people during the time of 1975 all the way up to 19 around roughly 1991 when Hong Kong and Thailand and all those Southeast Asia countries decided to close the border and then send everyone back. Um, but when I wrote that book, it's not just only uh, for myself, but it was for my children. I mean, one day when my daughter asked me the question that, Dad, can you tell me a little bit more about the Vietnamese boat people? And then I was thinking, oh goodness, I mean, for the past 10 years, when I put you to bed, I always tell you about the story of how Dad and Grandpa came to America. But life is like that, right? When you tell them, they hear it, but they don't listen it until one day when their friends were asked her friend was asking her, about the Vietnamese boat people because they were doing, Asian cultural month, and she came home and asked me more about it. I was extremely happy. I'm like, oh, okay, if you want to know about it, I'm gonna write a book about it, right? That way, when you read it, it's gonna sink in for versus listening to me. And when during the process of writing the book, I also got her involved indirectly, even though I said, "Oh, can you please help Daddy? Just to edit this portion and stuff like that." But it was done on purpose. It was done on purpose so that she can read it and understand especially parts that I want her to understand.
Manny say eye of a tiger. Grrr, yes. Wow, Lynn. Manny say goosebumps.
Thank you.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, I have the tiger. I mean, besides hearing that song for the first time, watching Rocky, and
Yes.
yeah, when I saw that movie, it just really touched me. And part of the reason was, coming to America, it was just only my dad and I. Dad was busy, working and making ends meet, as well as going to college and getting his college degree. I was home alone, and um, you know, obviously not just on myself, I'm sure other people too. You get knocked down and you just don't know how to get back up. And when you don't have that father figure at home telling you how to get back up, you get lucky enough and fortunate enough to see a movie like Rocky. And when I watched that movie, I was like, yeah, I can be like Rocky. I can run and I can get back up, and it doesn't matter how much I fall down, I'm still gonna crawl back up and stand back up on my two legs. And it's because of that kind of message that was ingrained in me at such a young age, that I try to anchor that image. And for you, Sanet, I saw that you're also very well versed with NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and I do the same thing for myself. Is how I'm going to anchor that in my head, and I'm sure that there will be many obstacles in my life when I talk about when you asked me about the TEDx earlier. Yeah, and when you have obstacles, it's not meant for you to stop. It's actually I do believe in that God is giving you another opportunity for you to be a bigger and better person. So back then, when I see obstacles, I want to run away. Now I see obstacles, I'm like, hey, that's opportunity. So it's that mindset. But when you anchor yourself well enough, that hey, if it's coming to you, don't run away. It's opportunity. Then you find that you are a different person, because you no longer fear of failing or succeeding. You only cherish that moment that you are having a chance to be a better person. So therefore, failing or succeeding really is irrelevant. Being a better person is much bigger.
Wow, amazing. Before I read your beautiful message, Len, for me, I don't fear anything. I tell myself it's a feedback. So if I get something that I need to get out of my comfort zone, the first thing I do, say for instance, I I get this opportunity to have a TV show. I have dreamed to have my TV show in February, but when the person speak to me and he said to me he's going to give me 12 episodes, I was happy. I knew exactly what. But when we put the phone down, or when we stopped on Zoom, went out of Zoom, the first thing I did, I put my chair back. I said, thank you, my beautiful Lord. I was dancing, and then Sanet, because I needed to make sure I am not fearful and I'm going to feedback, I turn around, I change my position. And then I said to myself, I've got a mirror here in front of me. So I said to myself, are you ready, Sanet? Nothing to fear. If something went wrong, you get feedback and you make yourself better.
Mm.
Are you ready? And then, yes, I'm ready. And today,
Beautiful.
my beautiful Leo and Len is my episode 20, and it's going beautifully. So, first of all, Len, I've got a few beautiful messages from you. Mandy, she said she's got goosebumps. And then when you said that story, that song make you not give up, she said keep rising. And then I faced a tsunami
Mm.
of life hitting. Oh wow, amazing,
Wow.
amazing. So Leah, let me go to your next question. There's so many messages. Let me just go up. Sorry for this. Um, Here you are. I did not miss the boat. So please tell us about your book.
How many people think that they missed the boat? Many, right? A lot of time we it's just a metaphor. You missed the boat, or I missed the opportunity of investing, of relationship, of a promotion, of moving, all kind of things. I am so proud to say I didn't miss the boat. And this is the boat that carry my family and 500 other people to freedom. Well, it could be straight up to the ocean floor with four-time a pirate out in the sea raiding, and many times it was really a near-death experience. That 8 days, 7 days, it feels like 8 years. But I didn't miss it. Why I didn't miss it? Not because I'm lucky, because my dad put so much work in there. A whole year to build that boat with a group of large people underground and deliver to free 502 souls on that boat. Now, one lady died and one little baby was born. And I'm often wonder that what that baby would say. I was the international daughter of the sea because that's where she was born. But anyway, coming to America, I think I did miss a lot of boats, and I don't want to miss any of them anymore. I miss the boats of communicating with my father. My father died very young. I never had a chance to to talk to him because I was so fearful of him. And that's the reason this is the book of healing. It's a book of conversation for me and my dad, and to tell me that I don't have to miss any boat because now I know how to build them. I'm using my father's teaching how to analyze, being a research chemist for a number of years. I'm great about researching and I want to make plans. And just like my dad, I don't want to just keep catching boats and missing and missing. I want to just build one boat and get to it and get to my destination. And that's why I put the title of the book, I didn't miss the boat, nor should you. Because when we can build our boat, we'll never miss anything. So that is the metaphor behind it.
Wow, amazing. And both of you know if there's something beautiful, somebody said, I love, I don't have a mic to drop, but my mic drop word is boom,
Boom!
shaka,
Mic
boom,
drop.
shaka. So Mandy's give you a beautiful message, Leah. We never miss the boat. The boat is always on our dock, awaiting us to depart in full strength. And then we are all saltwater made, all children of the ocean. Beautiful. Leah, if there's one nugget, one message that you want to give to the viewers that are viewing now, and for those that will view later, what will that be?
Exercise your freedom. Exercise your freedom in by all means. You live, you only have one life to live. You only have one creation of happiness if you're willing to give it to yourself. Don't tie yourself down to the place that you only see darkness. Liberate yourself. Put yourself out to the freedom and pursue the passion that you have and go with it. What you have to lose? Lesson. I mean, if you don't get it, you got lesson, try again, try again. But freedom, it took me this many years to analyze that my freedom is so different the freedom of like constitutional right or physical freedom. But freedom is the place, it's a mindset. Freedom is where inner happy. Ask yourself, are you free? And pursue it.
Wow. Amazing. Leon, before I go to Lynn, for the couple of months, you and your family went through a lot of hard times. And every time I message you to say, I'm thinking of you, every time when you message back, I can feel your smile in your message. For me, for me, you are a beautiful person with a beautiful heart. Even going through a little bit of things that is very important because your family is so important for you, you still made a time to send me a message back to say, I'm good, Sanet. Thank you for checking up. You are truly an amazing person, and I'm truly honored to know you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. I just want to
Thank
say one more thing. The adversity that we got the last 3 months. So my husband got into a stroke, and it triggered a lot of trauma from my dad got a stroke back on the day in the days. So it's a challenge. It is a journey, but I'm asking myself, what do I learn from this journey? And so many things that I learned from this journey that I can't wait to share. So there you go. There's another boost of opportunity, and I hope if challenges find you, you overcome and you say that that's an opportunity I conquer. And that's the message I want to say too. So thank you again, Sanet, for this beautiful time with your community and your show is just beautiful and I love you. And again, thank you for checking up on me.
I love you, my beautiful Leo. I love you. My heart glasses. So now I'm going to Lynn. So, Lynn, can I just tell you, the first time I heard your story or your 10-minute speech in Speaker Speak Live, I was like mesmerizing. You are a storyteller of note. You were telling this story, and I was like this. And I think I messaged you. I went and searched for you and I messaged you. I said to you, Len, your story, your presentation was amazing. So, and then when you let me know that you will come, October last year, you let me know you will come to inspire the Diamond Beauties. When this week's session came up, Freedom, I could not think of any two other people that I wanted to be here. And I'm truly thankful for you being in my heart. Before I am going to ask you how your last note or your last nugget, I want to quickly read you my poem I have put down for this week. Freedom of expression is the oxygen for people without our creativity is lost. So I loved it. I love to think. When I woke up, I had this beautiful poem. I have a poem as well, but this beautiful quote. Celine, if you can inspire us, not just the ladies on here, but anybody that is going to view it later on. Thank you.
Sure, certainly, and thank you for allowing me to share my last nugget. In 1982, when my father and I had to split up with my entire family, we were searching for freedom along with 23 other people. But but that was just the external freedom. That's the freedom that's going to make our lives become better. Now, for the last 40 years that I have been living in the United States and becoming a mature man, I find that I have to get out of my head. And that's what I was alluding to earlier is sometimes we feel as though we our mind is held hostage, right, by the thoughts and all the self-doubts, all the negativity that we put in our head. How can we become liberated? How can we be free? And the last time when I did a speech about this is the catchphrase is comparison kills confidence. When I decided to write my book, I thought that I would never gonna be a writer. I thought that no one's gonna read my book. But as long as I reframe my mind to say, if I can do it for one person to read that book, and that's all I need. If I can have one person to read it, I will do it. If I can inspire one person, I will do it. If I can change one person, I will reach out to that person. So it's a matter of reaching out to that one person, and you shouldn't care less about who's ahead of you, who's alongside with you. Whatever they do, it doesn't matter. What matters is what have you done? How have you changed compared to yourself the last few days, the last week, the last year, whatever you want to go back in the past to compare only to yourself and not to others. And that is when you're going to find freedom, because when you're free, when your mind is free, everything is possible.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Len. So are you ready to have a dance with me?
Let's do it.
Let me cue my music. Jennifer Gerald from the Diamond Beauties have written this amazing song for me because I cannot play Walking on Sunshine because of copyright. So let me bring up my song. It's my signature song, Cover the World with Love. Are you ready? Here we go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or squinting in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love. From butterflies to eagles, oh, there's magic in that flight. Sprinkle me with fairy dust, watch me take to the sky. Singing, dancing, soaring high above. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love.
Wow, amazing.
Beautiful.
Leah, what do you think about my signature song?
It's very soothing. It's so soothing.
And she put laughter in the beginning because of my grandchildren, and
Yeah.
also laughter in the end, and that made me even so happy. Thank you. And Len, what did you think about my song?
That is the song that I would love to wake up in the morning, and that's the first thing I want to hear, and it's going to make me feel energetic throughout the entire day.
Wow, amazing. We still have a few comments, so let me quickly go down. Wow, Mandy wrote, I was sent a most beautiful comment. Mandy, you are okay. Let me just go back. Okay. It will not go. Oh, here it is. So that's a very long, but we have it within us to rise above all obstacles. So let me do that. Valda said, great show. Thank you for your messages. Mandy say fairy dust and love. Wow, beautiful. Let me just see. Giovanna said, thank you for a wonderful show, everyone. Giovanna, wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you so much, Lynn. Have a beautiful afternoon. Bye
Mwah.
bye,
Very much.
everyone.
Thank you
Bye.
for having us. Thank you, Lee.
Bye, everyone.